Okay, had to apparently click blue snowball 2 times. It was like, I was like, can we go to the blue snowball? And they're like, nah, we can't go to the blue snowball. And I'm like, how about again if we go to the blue snowball? And they're like, okay, all right, we can either do blue snowball today. I'm like, thanks. I've changed nothing since I've been away. Hello, Melissa. Hello, anybody else who might be in the audience right now. I know it is not my normal time. But unfortunately, I'm going to be at a thing on Friday. I am very excited about the thing I'm doing on Friday. And we're leaving at 2 because it's in frickin' Beverly Hills, which I think is even like further than regular LA. So we're going to be doing that. Me and some of my comrades will be doing that this weekend. We're going to be hopefully meeting Ron Perlman, and hopefully I'll be getting just a little kiss from Ron Perlman is really my goal. Oh no, actually I left the music. Hello, Spadazzles. Hello. We are back from, I'm putting back on Tiger Tracks. We're back from the Fallout fan celebration. And so I put on my frog eyes because I've had my fun weekend away. Not that my weekends aren't usually fun, they are. I had my fun weekend away, and now we need to be frogs together strong again. Now I need to put on my anti-fascist hat and get back to work at what I was doing before I left. Hello, Polished Mess. Hello. But unfortunately, this week, the things I gotta do, like I said, they're mostly like fucking partying, man. They're mostly me and a bunch of comrades. We're going to Beverly Hills. We're making a bunch of signs because we're going to this thing called the Combat Radio Christmas Carol. And it is, this guy does this thing called Combat Radio. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not looked too far into it. Thank you. To this event, which is a red carpet event, I will be wearing a little black dress. And then I will be wearing my frog eyes. And we have confirmed we will have somebody in a Portland frog suit. My friend is going to wear the Portland frog suit. And I'm so excited about it. And she also has a costume that she's going to wear underneath, which is a weeping woman and shrouded child. We're going to be driving up together, so I guess I'll let her give me the lowdown as to what that is. But like, we were planning on going, and she was like, okay, I can wear a little black dress. I can wear a tux. Or I could wear the shrouded woman, or no, the weeping woman with shrouded child. And I was like, these all sound fantastic. But the last one sounds incredible. It sounds incredible. So I'm super excited to see. I mean, she sent me a picture of her in that costume. But I'm super excited to see like what that all means. I'm gonna put on some lip gloss really quick, or lip tinted balm. It says it's lip oil. I don't know. The point is that it makes my lips go from not visible to visible. And I love it when my lips are visible. I love it when you can like see that I have lips. I like ransacked my nail polish station on the way out. Not to actually do nails. For other things. I'm also out of paper towels up here, but I had run upstairs and downstairs like a million times, and I was like, I'm not gonna go back downstairs to get another towel, to get paper towels. I'm just gonna use this like this cloth. So today we're just using this cloth, but I am gonna do my nails. I did not wear the nails that I did on stream because by the time I had left, I had actually cut my nails. As you can see, I cut them because I had things to do with them. And everything was chipped, and I was just like, fuck it. So I did Love Stoned. Love Stoned by... Who made Love Stoned? Excuse my sniffling. By Color Spectrum Polish. They changed their name, right? Anyway, I was playing a chem dealer, and her name is Cherry, and it's red, and called Love Stoned, and it has these little black speckies in it, and I was like, I think that this is the perfect polish. I did have the brand that must not be named. I did have the brand that must not be named Cherry Bomb, and my character's name was Cherry Bomb, or is continually Cherry Bomb. But I did not bring that. I didn't wear that because it was just a plain red cream, which is like super cute and would make sense and everything. But I decided that it was just a little too basic to just wear that. So I wore this, and nobody commented on my nails at all the entire weekend anyway. So it doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't even fucking matter. How has everybody else's week been? I have been so busy every single Friday, and I'm busy this Friday as well, as I've been saying, because we're going to this thing on Friday. So I wanted to make sure I streamed today. I wanted to make sure I streamed before Friday, and we're supposed to have a movie night on Friday. I'm going to check with my crew, and I am going to see if it's okay if we do the movie on Saturday instead. So we'll do that, because I'm hoping on Friday I'm partying until the wee hours. I probably won't be partying that late because I'm not driving myself. And I'm assuming that not everybody I'm with is going to want to stay until the wee hours of the morning. But yeah, it'll be very exciting. I'm going to put on some nail oil. So I feel like going to a Wicked double feature tomorrow with your niece. That's very exciting. I still haven't seen the first Wicked movie. I have seen the play like 2 or 3 times. And it's really interesting because like I initially, when I heard that it was going to be like the movie, the first half was going to be longer than the entirety of the show, at first I was like, literally, what the fuck? But then I realized something, because I was like so into musicals when Wicked came out. I was a junior in high school when it hit Broadway, and I was a theater kid, so you can imagine that was a huge time. And I saw that, and I also saw Avenue Q. And I don't know if I saw them. I know I listened to them. Before the Tonys that year. I feel like I must not have seen them before the Tonys that year, because I didn't go to New York to see them. I didn't do that. But anyway, Avenue Q won Best Musical that year against Wicked. And I think for a lot of people, it was a big upset. They were really surprised about it. But when I finally went and saw both shows, the thing is that the Broadway show of Wicked is honestly more or less a musical review. Like, it is like what you hear. There's a song that they take out that you can't hear, at least at the time you couldn't hear on the soundtrack, because it's like huge spoilers. But but like pretty much the whole show is just like song, little tiny vignette, song, little tiny vignette. And like I remember seeing it and being like, I really love the music, but like the script of this play, it like fucking sucks, actually. The book that it's based on also fucking sucks. Like, honestly, I think that, like, I know at the time a lot of people I knew liked it, but honestly I think that's because they were trying to be edgy. And like there's some like weird sex shit in there. Hello, Lori, hello. There's some weird sex shit in there, and you know I love some weird sex shit. And if the weird sex shit is too weird for me, the thing was, it was weird and depressing. I like weird, fun sex shit, you know? Like, I don't want to like read some sex shit and be like, oh God, like that's not good. I don't like that. Few people do. I think few people do enjoy. Is it Wicked? Yeah. I'm talking about the book. Look, I have nothing but love for the musical, except for I was just saying that I'll briefly recap. I was like, why did they make it so much longer for the movie? And then I remembered that the musical is almost a musical review, because like there's so little play there. There's so little play. So I'm like, actually, it makes total sense that they would like very much elongate it in the movie. And so then I stopped being mad about it. I was like, okay, actually, it really needed that, if I could remember. Because yeah, I saw, like I said, I saw that, and I saw Avenue Q, which were both up for the Tony Award, and Avenue Q won, and it was an upset for a lot of people. But when I saw them side by side, now Avenue Q has its own fucking problems. No, some good music. It has its own fucking problems. Don't get me wrong. But as a play, it is just a lot better than Wicked. Like, it is a lot, it's less spectacle. Wicked is like 100% spectacle and music, which is wonderful. It's great. But Avenue Q, because they were compared at the time, I'm comparing them, was actually a play and a musical and like actually a whole thing. But anyway, so long story short, I haven't watched it, but I want to, and I used to be annoyed that it was too long, and then I checked myself before I wrecked myself and realized it needed that. I am not going to spoil the second half. I'm not going to spoil the second half. And I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited for everybody, because when Wicked came out, like I said, there was a song that was missing from the soundtrack because it was too much of a spoiler. So when I found out what the spoiler was, it was so exciting. It's very exciting. So like, I'm just very excited for y'all. There are some hints in the earlier songs, and I'm guessing if they did their job, there's hints within the movie of what's going to happen, but there's some song lyrics that are like, oh, that sounds like a familiar refrain from a story I know. And so I don't know if you want to rewatch the first one and see if you find any people that deliver lines that are like uncannily similar to lines in, say, a favorite movie of ours, The Wizard of Oz. I highly recommend it. But if not, don't go back because you probably won't remember it. And then you'll be like totally surprised. Hello, Vero. I love you. Hello. There's a new original song in the movie. You don't know how to feel about it yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I hate when they make new songs for original songs for old musicals. Hello, Vero. Resubscribe for 28 months. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, Lori. There's a song in Avenue Q called Everyone's a Little Bit Racist. At the time it came out, I thought it was the wokest thing ever because I was a child. I was legally 16 and physically 16 and mentally 16 or 17. We got really into it in our senior year. But yeah, it was at that time. And I was dumb, and the song could have been woke. It could have been a contender. The thing is, it's like everyone's a little bit racist sometimes. Doesn't mean we go around committing hate crimes. True. And now the second step to that is, but we gotta like challenge ourselves and learn every day. It's good if you're going around saying I'm not racist, you're wrong. Don't do that. You could say, I'm trying to not be racist. You can say, I am anti-racist, but everyone is a little bit racist. And I was 16 going on 17. What other words to that? She says a lot of things that go with it, you know, a bit naive, things like that. Anyway, it is good to admit that everyone is a little bit racist because they are. But then they're like, and I'm quoting the thing, this is not my POV. Ethnic jokes might be uncouth, but you laugh because they're based on truth. Ew. No. So like, that's the kind of shit that's like in Avenue Q that's like, oh boy. Let's time out on that. So yeah, at the time it was like, oh, and now it's like, oh, y'all, it's like everyone's a little bit racist sometimes, so let's like challenge that. Let's remember that, but that doesn't make as good of it's not as catchy, but it should be. Anyway, hello, Carolyn. Hello. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna, I don't know. I don't need to start doing my nails immediately. I just got back from the Fallout fan celebration, and it was incredible. It was also awful. And Book of Mormon, I have not ever seen Book of Mormon because it seemed like a big oof when it came out. I was like, I'm gonna skip this one. I believe, legally an adult when that came out, and immediately became my adult brain kicked in. No, that's not true. If anybody's like the thing is that, yeah, there are like fucked up shit things you can do that like you should be more mature. You should be, it's like, you're an adult, you should know this is bad. Also, like, I hate it when people are like, this person's 25, they should know every single situation of right from wrong. And it's like, no, I still don't know that. I am 38 slutty years old, and I do still occasionally make mistakes, and then I go like, oh my god, what the fuck was wrong with me in that moment? And sometimes it really is, I just did not realize, I just didn't know. So I wish that everybody could give each other, like, I'm not saying if somebody said something super fucked up, just be like, well, they don't know better. But if somebody is like, oh, I'm sorry, I legit didn't know better, and like, I'm trying to be better, then like, I feel like we should, like, in general, there are specific scenarios where that's just a bunch of bullshit, but in general, we should, you know, be like, okay, I get it, don't do it again, you know? We should be a little forgiving of people. You listen to the soundtrack and we're like, oh my. I never did, and I think it's because it was just like really annoying dudes who were into it. If like your entire audience, and like, I actually really like Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Not like, I love the movie Orgasmo. There is like a hate crime against fat people in that movie, I swear to God. And yet there's so much in it that I love, and it is like pretty sex positive in a lot of ways. Like, it's nuanced. And like, so some of the things that they have done and do I don't enjoy, but overall, I mean, one thing, they are fighting fascism right now. And if you're fighting fascism right now, then we're on the same team, at least for right now. At least for right now. But yeah, I never was really into Book of Mormon. If it's your first time here at my stream, which it's probably not, but if it is, then this is how it goes. I'm just going to start talking about something, and then someone's going to say something, and I'm going to get sidetracked for like 20 goddamn minutes. And that's just like how it is. But anyway, so we went to Good Springs, Nevada. First, we went to Primm, Nevada, which is like right on state line. It is like right on the state line. It is the state line. And we stayed at Buffalo Bill's, which, okay, Expedition Extinct did a video on Buffalo Bill's, which we watched from our room at Buffalo Bill's, because Buffalo Bill's is permanently closed, according to Google. But we were in it. We did stay there, because I think it only opens for concerts, because there is an arena at Buffalo Bill's, and it opens for... it opens for like special events, like pretty much just the Fallout fan celebration. Shoots MTG out of the tent. Look, MTG has a lot to account for. And also, right this minute, actually, I don't know what she's doing right this minute, but as of like yesterday that I checked, I'm just happy she's fucking doing something. We do not have, people are getting kidnapped. People are losing their medical insurance. People are going to die. I accept the help. I accept it. You know, if MTG comes up to me in a lifeboat and I'm literally drowning, I'm getting on the goddamn lifeboat, and all of y'all should as well. Which is not to say that we don't need to like continue to push for like just like better people overall representing us. We do. But like, you know, first let's stop literally physically drowning, and then next step, just don't give up. You know, I didn't pass Prop 50 on my own. We passed, many of us, a whole state passed Prop 50, which by the way, no. Buffalo Bill is, they're fascist to fight this time for, yeah, exactly. There's a very big tent. Accountability culture is greater than canceling. Yes, exactly. There are some things worth canceling. Exactly. Yeah. It's just a lot of nuance. You know, like we could talk all day about specific, like specific scenarios. But let me show you a picture of Buffalo Bills. So if you've ever played Fallout New Vegas, Buffalo Bills is called the Bison Steve. It's a location in Fallout New Vegas. You can go inside You can walk the roller coaster. So basically, let me show you. This is on the state line between Nevada and California. If you are coming from like Southern California to like Central California to Las Vegas. So this is where we stayed. I love that big sign right there. Yeah, here, let me open this. Open image, a new tab. And so this is where we stayed. We stayed over in this tower that is being kind of obscured. We were on level 9. So like, we were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This very well might have been our room right here. Or this. Probably this. Unless it's that one, because there was 2 stories at the bottom. But I think that this here was probably our room. And there is a roller coaster, which does not work. The roller coaster no longer works. And there's a log ride, which no longer works. They did have shirts that said like, I rode the frog hopper, which I think that must have been the log ride. I should have bought one. I just found my eyeliner. I was looking all over for this when I was leaving. So yeah, we stayed here, and let me show you the, from like Fallout New Vegas, let me show you the Bison Steve. So yeah, this took place in the middle of nowhere because it took place in locations from Fallout New Vegas, but not Las Vegas. You know, like we didn't want to go to Las Vegas. Bison Steve, Fallout. But the Buffalo Bills, they like had signs for the Bison Steve. They like had a whole thing. And like at Buffalo Bills, and I think actually this was like the place next door. It used to be Buffalo Bills. Oh, it's gonna be on NBC tonight. Well, if you have NBC, if you have like basic cable, check it out. So yeah, this one also has a roller coaster. It's not as impressive as the actual real Buffalo Bills, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, the Buffalo Bills was built up. There's a long history there, and then it was built up around the time that Las Vegas was trying to be more family friendly. And that was when I was a child, and we went to Las Vegas a lot. I want my energy drink. I'm gonna open my energy drink right now. You're all gonna be here because I'm starting to get a sore throat from talking so excitedly. I should have fucking warmed up or something. Anyway. Oh, I didn't go on... Hold on. Let me really quickly go on Instagram. Excuse me. Let me take a cute picture. Let me include my frog eyes. And then I'm going to post this on Instagram that I'm actually live because I was running late. And then I had to use the potty. I had to use the potty before I started. And I'm just going to go Twitch live now. Live Joe. And then I'm going to put another link, and I'm going to say on YouTube, too. YouTube, too. You heard me. That's how I like to say it. Okay. And let me, like, close up on the frog and block my face. Just Frog and X Tina all the way. Ugh, done. Okay. Alright. There we go. We got it. Hi, LaQueer! Thank you. Were I be able to finish it on time? And also I stayed in Prim. Yes, I stayed in Prim. I'm just talking about that right now. Yeah, so if you could buy, if you stayed in the hotel block for the festival, you were staying at the Buffalo Bills. You were staying at the Bison Steve. I should have gotten a better picture of myself in my vault suit and my whole costume at Buffalo Bills. And so nobody could park. So the main festival was at Goodsprings. And Goodsprings is where, I'm going to open this up. Goodsprings is where Fallout New Vegas starts. Fallout New Vegas is actually not my favorite Fallout game, but it is most people's favorite Fallout games. At least most people around here, and I think partially because we're in California and we're right next to it. Hi, Danny! Hello. I can't stream on Friday. This is what we're getting this week, and then probably on Saturday we'll do the movie night. But let me screen share and show you where it was. So the so the Prospector Saloon, this is a shot from Fallout New Vegas. This is the shot from Fallout New Vegas. And then this is like the actual legiteral place. Open image in new tab. So yeah, like I went to the Prospector Saloon, only it's called the Pioneer Saloon. And yeah, like let me show you like a picture. So like this I think was last year. I mean, I can show you some pictures on like Instagram. So yeah, people come and they dress up and they go all around. You look at my Fallout costume. Thank you. I thought I looked so good blonde. My goal, and I think I met it. Now, I think most people probably knew I was wearing a wig. Let me just go on Instagram so I can all show you these things on Instagram. I think that most people knew I was wearing a wig. But my goal was for nobody there that weekend to know I was a brunette. I wanted to be Cherry Bomb and to only be Cherry Bomb all weekend. That was the goal. I did show somebody on the shuttle because there were shuttles between Prim and Goodsprings. You couldn't park in Goodsprings. You had to park in Prim. I did show somebody Bromsey, and they were like, they had the same reaction most people do, which was like, oh, okay. Will you wear wigs? Is that the thing they ask Elijah Wood for some reason? I will wear wigs. The first day with my wig was pretty tough, but then I learned better how to have it. I had it like, my wig was like this long, but I didn't want it to be all sticking out of my helmet, so I put it in a little like bun at the back. Bad choice is what I made on that. So I ended up just cutting off that little bun, and it was much better. I have to watch that. Anyway, so yeah, that was me in my vault suit. And so yes, to answer your question, I got one vault suit and it did not fit. And I ordered it and I was like, it has to have a 70-inch hip because I have a 70-inch hip and it's got to have a 70-inch hip. And I think I told them like 3 times initially. And they were like, yeah, we can make you a Kirby vault suit. And then like they closed their shop and then they emailed me separately and were like, replace your order on this shop. And they were both on Etsy, so I decided to just like take the leap and do it. Because also like this was all running so late. I had like started looking for this like 3 or 4 months before, and like I got ghosted by my first choice, and then this was my next choice, and then they were like also it was a whole ass deal. Many of you remember me talking about it. So anyway, then they were like, I got this like a week before I needed it, or 2 weeks before I needed it, and then like it didn't fit, and I was like, this is wrong. And also the zipper's not even long enough for me to get any of myself in it. Like, you need to send me the thing and give me my 8 and 70-inch hip. And they were like, okay. So they sent it to me like within a week, which was crazy. They were like, we'll get it to you before Halloween, which is crazy. And it was the exact same thing with a longer zipper. The zipper went all the way down, all the way from here on my neck, through my crotch, up my ass, up my back, to the neck. That's how long the zipper was. It was everywhere that could be zipper was zipper. The whole way. And they were like, I hope this works. And I was like, what the hell? And so like, I got mad, obviously. And I was like, dudes, like, and I let them 1 star because I'm like, there's no way they're correcting this by the time that like I have to go. So I let them 1 star, and I like, yeah. And they were like, you're totally unreasonable. We gave you exactly what you wanted. It cost us twice as much. And I was like, no. They're like, you need to remeasure. And so I measured it, and I was like, look, like this is not 70 inches. And they were like, you asked for a 54-inch waist. And we gave you, yeah, a zipper for a human outfit is what people look like. Exactly. Exactly. I'll tell you what happened with that outfit, but I do kind of, if I could have lost weight and gotten into that outfit, there were some, could have done some stuff. That's all I'm saying. There were some access points that weren't in a normal outfit, but they did not survive, unfortunately. Anyway, so they were like, 54-inch waist, that's what you asked for. And I was like, I asked for a 70-inch hip. This is 54-inch waist to 54-inch hip. And they were like, oh, yeah, we did fuck that up. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. And it's because, like, I guess the person who I was talking to was not the person making the suit. And the person making the suit was, like, looking at, they had, like, the things that they size to. And they make all of their suits going straight up and down. It's like a male cut suit. But I had asked specifically with my words and gotten confirmation with their words that they would make me a curvy one. Anyway, so that is the whole thing. So, hips that go all the way around. I have never, like, I did not use any ad hominem attacks. I didn't curse, but I feel like I was meaner than I've ever been. I was just like, do you know what a hip is? And I sent them a diagram of a waist measurement and a hip measurement. And then I had to, like, also send them screenshots of our conversation where they said it would have a 70-inch hip. And a screenshot of my measurements I sent them. And everything. And I was like, a hip. Like, the hips. This part of my body. And it's like, I think a lot of people don't realize, like, I have a 20-inch differentiation between, like, my waist and my hip. Because I'm, you know, I've got dumps like a truck. What can I fucking say? Like, I'm just so bootylicious. They were not ready for, hello, Khaleesi, / Selena. They weren't ready for this jelly. My body was too bootylicious for them. And, I pity them. I pity them for my body being too bootylicious for them. But I will tell you who was ready for this jelly was a seamstress that I met. I looked for a tailor and I found just like a lady. And I was like, I do think this is kind of a job for just a lady. I think this is just a job for a lady. Some lady needs to fix this. And so I went to some lady's house and I told her what I needed. And I was like, I know that I'm probably asking for a miracle because I had 2 vault suits. And I was like, tonight is the night when 2 become 1. Could you merge these vault suits into 1 vault suit? And like, I couldn't even put on the vault suit for her to like mark up because I couldn't fit into it because I was 20 inches bigger in the hip than it was. It just was not. Yeah, no, oh my God, this lady was so sweet. She was so fucking sweet. Let me know if you need a seamstress / tailor in Orange County, in South Orange County. She's pretty far away, but I don't know. I got a vibe from her and I was like, this is the one. This is the lady. The lady, mean and kind of Eastern European, because my lady is mean and Eastern European. I think she was nice and I think Middle Eastern. She was very, very nice. I do think a mean Eastern European lady would also have done the job. Vault suit merge. You have like a customer and they're really fat and you have to like take the different sizes of vault suits until like you get the right size vault suit. And then they're like, wow. Yeah, exactly. But she does A+++. Exactly. Look, she could be mean. She could be nice. I just knew I needed some lady. I just knew if I gave it to some lady, she would do the job. And would you look at that? Not only did it fit on my body, all I wanted was it to literally fit on my body. I had no thoughts that it would look good. But after like 3 different fittings in like 10 days, because this lady was an absolute fucking rock star, she, like, look how good it looks. Look how fucking good it looks. Fits me like a glove. Now, this doesn't stretch. It fits me like a glove, and it does not stretch, unfortunately. So, yeah, bending over and things, it wasn't the easiest thing to do. I actually will probably take this back to the lady and have her put in some stretchy panels. That's my next thing I want her to do. And I think though, even with that, it's not going to cost it's probably going to cost about the same as the initial vault suit cost, because it was actually pretty discounted. My first one that I tried to buy was $400 for a custom one, and that they ghosted me. This one, it's a onesie. Yeah, it's difficult, challenging. The really cool thing though, I don't have it right here. Actually, I have it over there. But the really cool thing is that the front part, and also I'll show you the back of it, because my gay Fallout wife, I don't know if y'all remembered when I gay Fallout married my friend at Universal Studios. We had a little tiny wedding cake. We were both Vault 111. Next year, we want to get somebody, perhaps Husbando, to dress as Dead Nate. Because in Fallout 4, in the very beginning, you are there with your partner. You can either be one or the other, yourself or the partner. The partner has a standard name. You can change your name. So your husband's name is Nate, and he's carrying your baby into this like pod. And then you wake up and there's somebody there, and they take your baby and they kill your spouse. And then you go and have your adventure when you wake up again. And so we're both like ladies from Vault 111. So like, I guess we're both the sole survivors. So we were joking that like we were a throuple. And then, cause like they keep you alive because you're related to the baby. We joke that we're a throuple. So next year we need to have like Dead Nate. It's like, there's like Dead Nate, and then they kept us both alive because they didn't know who the biological mother was. But anyway, the point is that the front panel of my vault suit, of the other vault suit that they used to make the bigger vault suit, and the back panel with 111 on it, those survived. And so the lady's like, you should make a backpack out of this. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to be making myself a really cool vault suit backpack. It's going to be so cool. Hello, Luna. Thank you so much. See if I can get a zipper in the back so I can pee. Yeah, that's a good idea. I did need Husbando to pull it off of me. It was so tight up and down that Husbando needed to pull it off of me. I just want to get some stretch in there. Just some stretch, like a stretch gusset in the crotch and some stretch under the arms. And I think she can do that. I might text her about it soon. Hello, Luna. I missed you. Thank you so much. But yeah, so that's my friend Jax, Lady of Mayhem on Twitter. Jax is also the person who like introduced me to Priest. Like I was listening to Priest, and then I found out she listened to Priest, and then I found out that she knew the band. And like, so I got to meet Mercury out of costume and out of mask before I saw them play. So Jax is like, and I would not have even known. I know! Oh, the legend! My gay Fallout wife. My gay priest wife as well. It was funny. I was like introducing people. I was like, this is my gay Fallout wife. And then I turned to Husbando and be like, this is my regular wife. My regular wife and my gay Fallout wife. Husbando had a scintillation counter. Hold on. Let me pull up. So in the show, hold on, Squire. I don't have any pictures. I don't have any pictures of Husbando's costume, but he did have a scintillation counter, which is something that was on the Fallout show. Yeah, okay. So there's this part where the Squire that's going around with Maximus has this like Geiger counter kind of thing. It's called a scintillation counter. And Hub saw that and he was like, my dad has that. My dad literally has that at his house. Let's go get that. And we did. And his dad literally had this chrome plated scintillation counter. And so Hubs had that. And so that was like that plus like a leather jacket and boots was like basically his costume. Because he was supposed to be a ghoul, but we just ran out of time. His face cast didn't turn out, but I did buy prosthetics, but we didn't have time to get him makeup. So we just kind of had to be what he had to be. And also it was pouring rain for most of the festival, it was pouring rain. The first day we got there, and I like didn't really know like what to do or where to go. I was really confused. I had the walker. I got stuck in like gravel. I couldn't get food the first day because I didn't understand that behind the Pioneer Saloon was like actually like passable with the walker. There was a lot of issues. And then the second day it was pouring rain. But then the third day it only rained some of the day. And then also like the second day at nighttime, I went to the Pioneer Saloon for karaoke. And that's when I realized it was actually passable, and there were like food lines in there that you could go to. Like basically there was like an entrance to like the patio, but it had like hour-long lines out of there to get into the saloon or into the general store. And so like I actually had a VIP pass, which I could have gone to the front of the line, but I didn't realize I could. And by the way, I think they've already ran out of I did not have different outfits every day. I was cherry bomb 100% of the time. So anyway, like, point is that like I did not have the easiest time, but now that I actually know what the fuck's going on, I will probably have an easier time next year, which we will be going. So if you want to go, we'll be going. You should go. Although they put VIP tickets up yesterday, and like 3 hours later when I realized they were up, they were already sold out. So I really hope they put VIP up again, because I really, really want to do VIP again. It was so worth it. But no, I was Cherry Bomb every single day. Cherry Bomb is my favorite Soul Survivor from Fallout 4. And she's also the character that I play in my tabletop game. And so she's mostly modeled after the character I play in my tabletop game. And I can show you some of the props that I made. So here is Cherry's helmet. And so by the way, y'all know I've been so fucking busy. Y'all know I've been so fucking busy with like resistance related stuff. I had bought most of my props, most of the stuff to make the props, like months leading up to this. I had bought this helmet. I had bought this paddle a few months ago. I got it engraved with Yowie because I wanted it to be my barbed wire wrapped Yowie paddle. Because that is what Cherry Bomb has in our tabletop game. And it's actually not, it wasn't my initial idea for it to be Yowie paddles. But for her to have a Yowie paddle, Husbando just like put them in the game, and I got one and made it my whole personality. I made a bunch of buttons. These buttons I designed in my like spare moments leading up to, because most of this stuff was 3 days. I made this all in 3 days. The buttons I designed in my spare moments leading up to leaving, and then I printed them right before we left, and then I made all these buttons in the hotel. And every night I sat and pressed more buttons. So yeah, like I can show you kind of like, thank you. I am crazy. Crazy, she calls me, sure am crazy. Crazy in love. Anyway, that's a Fallout song. Live my dreams. Don't let my dreams be dreams. Ugh, do it. That's me cracking an egg. Anyway, these jets, which by the way, I have right here. Right here, I have my bandolier of jet. A few of the jets are missing because I handed them out. But in our tabletop game, me and my friend Dirty Jerry, we both wanted bandoliers of jet. And so I made the bandolier of jet real. And actually, I was so happy because I ordered this bandolier. It's a shotgun shell bandolier. And I was really, really worried that I would have to use, elastic to like make it big enough to hold these, but they just fit. And let me show you. Here's the jet. This jet is 3D printed. All of these parts are 3D printed. It took me 24 hours of labor to sand them down, fill them with with different types of wood filler, sand them down again, spray paint them, first spray paint them with primer, like 2 layers of primer, then spray paint them with whatever color they had to be. The red, okay, the red, I bought this paint I'd never bought before, this spray paint I'd never bought before. That's a whippet. I had to buy the spray paint I never bought before because it was the right color and it's what they had at Michael's. But then it dripped all off of, like, it didn't stick. It started dripping. And so I was like, fuck it. I guess I have to sand it and spray paint them again. But then I sanded it and it looked perfect. It looked exactly like Jet in the game. So then I just used some silver paint to highlight like some of the most chipped areas so that it looked like on the bottom it was like an actual metal thing. And then, yeah, and then I took, it's called Noosh, but it's this like, it's a weathering medium that Pro Acryl sells. And I just covered the entire thing with it. And then I used one of these to like rub it off. And this is what it looks like now. That's what it looks like. And it looks like it's been out in the wasteland for years. There's this pic on Instagram, and then also here's a close-up on Instagram, although it's only showing the bottom. But I can send you some close-ups of the Jet. But yeah, I made Mentats and Fixer. This is before I weathered them. I weathered them the exact same way as I weathered the Jet. Oh, wait, sorry. There's this picture on Instagram. But yeah. Mentats and Fixer, I put, what I did was it was label paper that I printed with Mentats and Fixer, and then put them onto a tin, and then I Mod Podged it, and then I covered it in the weathering medium, and then I rubbed it off, and then I took this little tiny like frosting rolling pin. It's basically just this like little acrylic kind of tube, and I just bashed them. I just like sat there and bashed them to make them look like old and, oops, this is the wrong. To make them look like old and weathered, as you can kind of see here. Oh, I actually have some, hold on. This is my very, very Fallout-y, like, this is what I was selling. This is what I was selling my chems out of. I filled my Fixer and my Mentats with Smarties because I thought that'd be good. This isn't even half. This is just caps that I was given. I brought 100 caps. I brought 100 caps for trading. I didn't spend a single of my own caps that I brought the entire time. This is not real money. This is NCR, New California Republic money that somebody paid with. I did not accept real money, but I did make some money, and we're gonna talk about that. Do a picture. You're so busy. At some point, make a video of your prop making process. Okay, yeah. I mean, I should. I do want to expand what I stream and make videos about, because the nail stuff is not. It's not sustainable for me. It's not that it's not sustainable. It's just that like you said, like, well, like, I'm doing so much other stuff and I want to share it all with you, you know? But anyway, okay, so yeah, I sold out of Mentats. Mentats are more popular than Fixer. Fixer fixes your addictions. Cherry Bomb, look, Cherry Bomb wants you to have a fucking good time. And also, she wants you to stay safe. I actually also had Narcan with me, in case anybody needed that, but I don't think people knew what Narcan was, and they thought I was just selling drugs. Narcan is a nasal spray that you use to stop an opioid overdose. And everybody should have a set of 2. They come in packs of 2. What you do is you put it in one nostril and you spray it, and then if the person doesn't wake up, you put it in the other nostril, the next one in the other nostril, and you spray it. You just wait 30 seconds between them. Oh, what do you have? What else? Are they like injections? But anyway, so in it are Smarties. That's why we got a big donation of them to 5051, or to the 5051 Indivisible Coalition. And so I took a bunch with me, but like nobody knew what it was. And so like I was like, oh, I also have Narcan. Do you want it? And they were like, are you trying to sell me drugs? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to save your fucking life. They should get you fucking the nasal spray. It's way less. I did put, because bobby pins are such a big part of Fallout, and I just had so many bobby pins for my hair. I did put my extra bobby pins in there. But yeah, like look at all of these, and I'm sure like, yeah, some of these are special. They have like, there's like blue star caps in Fallout New Vegas. Sunset Sarsaparilla. Yeah, this smells so much like Smarties in here. So this was my box. They hand them out in Florida where laws aren't real. That's good. Apparently a drug using company prefers injection kits because it's less rough to wake up from. You know, that totally makes sense. But I still think it's better for the person, as long as you fucking wake up, you know? One sec. Like, oh, was waking up from a freaking opioid overdose a little rough for you? I'm not saying I don't have any, like, sympathy for the people. I absolutely do. I want these people to fucking survive. But I literally do not give a shit if they have a migraine for a week or whatever happens. I'm like, boo fucking who, you survived. And, like, the fact, like, I feel like people would be so much more scared of giving. The thing is getting people to want to give it, you know, like teaching people that they can do chest compressions and don't need to do the entire breathing part of CPR. It helps people feel like they can help when they might have not like been comfortable helping before. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, you agree. Preaching to the choir. Hurt someone, waking up from one, or running into a lake and they ended up drowning. That like, that's an issue. Also, like, that's kind of just an unfortunate thing that happened, in my opinion. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should be more sensitive. But yeah, exactly. Something with needles is more scary than nasal spray, and I think that we just really need to focus on getting people to do it. And if I'm dead of an opioid overdose, I would much rather have a rough awakening than a rough dead. Someone did drown though. Well, that is definitely too bad. That is definitely too bad. Okay, moving on. Point is though, is that I had Fixer. My Yowie paddle is right back here. This was like the most popular thing at the festival. People were obsessed with the Yowie paddle, and I knew they would love the Yowie paddle, but like, oh my god, people were so fucking obsessed with this Yowie paddle. I had a young gentleman come and be like, hi, I noticed you have a Yowie paddle, and he like kneeled before me and he was like, will you knight me? And I was like, from the front or from the back? I gave 2 paddlings, just 2. One to this gentleman and one to my gay Fallout wife. And he was like, either way. And I was like, well, this thing works a certain way. So like, bend over, turn around. And so we got a picture of me behind him, like with my Yowie paddle. I should have asked him to send it to me. And then I did paddle him a little bit with the Yowie paddle. I think a lot of people thought it was real barbed wire. I do need to re-rust it because I rusted it. I used Rust Effect on it. But the Rust Effect is semi-permanent. So because it was pouring rain, you know, next year maybe I'll have people line up. Next year will be different because I'll know what the fuck I'm doing. Also, next year, our goal is to actually have a booth. Our goal is to like get a booth in the vendor village. What we want to do is we want to sell some things. There's a few things that I want to do. I want to make a build your own baby girl because I did make these baby girl buttons. I could actually show you like on Canva what they looked like. I still have a lot of them. The Paladin Dance baby girls though, they sold the fuck out. Bring a red carpet and some rope for queuing. Oh my god. I should probably have not opened this up this way with it still on, but whatever. So yeah, I made some buttons. I made a Nick button. I made another Nick button with hearts. I made this Paladin dance button. We'll get back to that later. My gay Fallout wife's dad went as like the Robco, a Robco rep. He was just like he's just like, you know, he's just some like old white guy. But he was wearing one of my Paladin dance baby buttons. This one, I made mine, and then I made like 6 other ones because I just made a whole sheet. But these were so popular. The We Sell Chems buttons, when they could get them, they loved them. So I will have to make more, but that's what I was wearing in this picture. By the way, I need to go run and use the bathroom really quick. But that's a button I'm wearing right there is We Sell Chems. I'm actually going... Okay, I'm going to go use the restroom really quick. I'm going to be right back, everybody. BRB. Okay, I'm back. I just realized I don't have my stream closed captioner up. So let me do that. Oh, excuse me. All right. Anyway, so let me screen share this. I also just kind of want to skip this song because it's like just a bit too low key. Anyway, I don't even know where I was in talking about this. I would love to make videos about how I do my processes. Cause yeah, I have a big new hobby now, which is fighting fascism. And so I would like to make, you know, my other hobby times, I'd like to share with y'all sometime because I have less time for nail stuff. But yeah, I should. Yeah, next time though, that's what we're talking about. We are hoping next time that we will have a booth. And so we will be selling stuff. Oh yeah, I was showing my buttons. Hold on. Okay, so I made this We Sell Chems button and I wore that, but it was very popular. Another pretty popular one was Cherry Bomb Loves You. I made these Cherry Bomb Loves You buttons. That one I will also talk about later because I'm leaving out two of the most exciting things that happened this weekend, and I'm just very excited to share them with you. I'll wait till Danny gets back, though. Danny, let me know when you're back. Danny, are you back? Danny, are you back? Let me know. I'm gonna write it. Danny, let me know when you're back. All right. Anyway, I made this button, which was way more popular than I thought it was going to be. And it says, I'm a jet lover, not a jet fighter. And I was so proud when people like were wearing it. And like, there's a few times where people were like, oh, I got this button. It said like, I'm a jet lover, not a jet fighter. And I was like, ah! And it's also in the Cherry Bomb font on Canva. Canva has a font called Cherry Bomb 1. And so I decided to use that. So yeah, then I made like, I already made the Nick one, the dance one. I made Butch Deloria. Hello, friendly viewer. I made Butch Deloria because he's one of my favorites. Danny, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Danny? Danny's not okay. She's trying to get a good nail pick, and we all know how treacherous that can be. And then I also made a baby girl, Butch Deloria, with a little snake and some little sweet rolls and some hearts, and he looks so cute. Then I also made, because the voice actor of Sheogorath, who is one of my favorite characters in Oblivion, arguably my second favorite Oblivion character after Vicente Valtieri, which I haven't printed it yet, but I also made a Vicente Valtieri button. The problem with Vicente Valtieri is that I will never see his voice actor at a convention because he is unfortunately deceased and has been for quite a while. He's been deceased for like, I don't know, 10 slutty years. So rest in peace, man whose name I don't remember. But yeah, Sheogorath's voice actor was there because he also does most of the Super Mutants, including everybody's favorite Super Mutant Fox. He also does all the Protectron robot voices. He's also the Silver Shroud. Such a weird moment when you join the stream like, Danny, you're back, Danny. Danny's used to it. Danny's fucking used to it. I am going over my Fallout fan celebration weekend, and if you're late, well, I'm sorry. You don't know what's going on. Hello, Bonket. Bonket's a little late, but I might go back for Bonket. We're talking about my experience at the Fallout fan celebration in mostly Good Springs, Nevada, where I was my original character, Cherry Bomb, who was a vault dweller, who got frozen when the bombs fell. So she's from 2077. And now I'm showing off the buttons that I made that I brought. So yeah, I made this button for Sheogorath because I knew his voice actor would be there and I love him so much. And it says Daddy. Hello, welcome back. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure you were here before I told everybody like my very exciting stuff that happened this weekend, although you might have already read about it. I did post about it. Thank you. Anyway, then I also have ones that I'm like ideas for future ones. And then look, this I'm gonna make for myself, just for me. This is my boy. This is Vicente, and I've made him a little baby girl. But yeah, I'll show you a little bit if you're just arriving. This was Cherry Bomb. She has a Yowie paddle. I do want to show everybody the picture of the in-process helmet, or really the helmet without the buttons on it. Oh, and these are a bunch of the buttons that I made right there. Yeah. So like I said, I made most of this stuff in 3 days. And that included sawing through, sawing through this metal helmet. This is a steel helmet, a steel World War II helmet replica that has a liner on the inside. For what event? Nothing, just vibes. You don't need it for an event. I'm never going to meet Vicente Valtieri's voice actor. Which, by the way, next time, I've decided from now on, if I'm going to be getting somebody's autograph, I'm going to be at a place where I'm going to meet somebody, I will be making buttons of them. And that's what they will sign. But anyway, I took a Dremel. I sawed through this helmet. I wore down 2 Dremel blades to this nub-sized thing, sawing through this helmet. And then I took some huge chunks of epoxy putty, of 4-hour epoxy putty, and stuck them on the helmet liner. And then I got like individual bun clips, and the individual bun clips they sell right now, what they do is they like wrap them. They're like little like drawstring bags that you wrap around like claw clips. So I took them off the claw clips and then put them on those little mounts so that it looks like I pulled my hair through the helmet. Which I love because, like, if you just kind of fucking hold a helmet, don't do that. Anyway, so that was her. And that was my costume. And those were my buttons. But yeah, so, like, 2 really awesome things, like, I've been, like, leading up to this, but, like, it's very exciting. So, we did do karaoke. And actually, I do have, because I can show off, I had this little pouch. This is where most of my, this is my lipstick. This is where most of my caps ended up. I started out with 100 caps. I started out with 100. Probably left with about 200 or more. But caps were cheap. Like, everybody had caps there. And, like, the reason that I charged caps for my chems was literally just so that, like, people wouldn't... I wouldn't just be like handing it out and then have like a big group of people that all wanted them in like a minute. Cherry Bomb was a vendor. Like, Cherry Bomb, she's a chem dealer and she dealt chems. She did it. She made bank. But I only used the caps. Like, literally there was a big like there's these like gold panner statues around Goodsprings. And the one closest to the saloon, like, his pan was just full of caps. So if somebody wanted caps, they could get as many caps as they wanted. I just wanted it so that people didn't just swarm me and take everything the first day. That's the only reason I charged caps. And for the experience. But let me get out my lucky thing that I got. Because I should have had the dude sign this. Anyway, so there was karaoke. There were 3 days of karaoke. The first day we wanted to get there early for the karaoke, but we missed it. I mean, basically we wanted to get there early for the karaoke, but then we decided not to do that. We were like tired and we were like, let's just get to the hotel and let's just hang out. The second day, we were also too tired. So we stayed in the hotel and, you know, did stuff with each other. And then the third day, we were like, we have to get to karaoke. I want to do karaoke. We have to get there. So we went. It was pouring rain. It was fine. We got there 20 minutes late. And so I was like worried that I wouldn't even get a spot. I was like so worried I wouldn't even get on the roster to sing. But I did persevere and I made it. And I signed up to do Criminal by Fiona Apple, but then I said, like, if you have Undecided by Ella Fitzgerald, which is a song that plays in Fallout 4, then I'll do Undecided by Ella Fitzgerald. So anyway, we wait a couple hours. Finally, I get called up. And I go up and he's like, do you want to do Criminal or do you want to do Undecided? And I was like, I'll do Undecided. Okay, I'll do Undecided. Because, like, whenever somebody sang a song from Fallout, if you're not familiar with Fallout, the music in Fallout, it's all this, like, old, like, rock and roll and R&B, and just a lot of really good old music and country and stuff. And so, like, whenever somebody sang a song from it, everybody was, like, super fucking hype. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, I'll do that because, like, I know that song and I practiced that song and I love that song. So I get up and I start singing and I'm an okay singer. And people are, like, hype. And, like, I started making eyes at this chick in the front row. Like, we're making eyes at each other. She's there. I don't know who she was dressed as, but her friend was dressed as Benny Gecko from Fallout New Vegas. And he's played by the guy who plays Chandler. This is let me look up though, Benny Gecko. There were a lot of Benny Geckos. He's a very, very famous character in the Fallout fandom. And you only need this, like, checkered shirt. This is all you need to look like him. And he's played by, what's the name of the actual actor? Role, location, quests. Who is he voiced by? Who plays Chandler? On Friends. Matthew Perry. Voiced by Matthew Perry. Unfortunately, you can also not get his autograph. R.I.P. King. Anyway, I don't remember why. Oh yeah, she had a friend dressed as Benny. She was also dressed in a suit. Anyway, so, like, I'm making eyes at her. And then, like, there was a pause in the song, kind of like a musical break, and I blew a kiss to her with my Yowie paddle. I, like, took my Yowie paddle and I was like to her, and she gets $1 out and throws it on the stage. And then a bunch of other people got money out and threw it on the stage, including one gentleman who threw 50 goddamn dollars. This $50 bill, which next time I see him, which I know I will, I'm getting him to sign it. I'm keeping this. I'm framing this. My lucky $50. Like, I was like, I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, there's a $50 bill on the ground. There's a $50 bill. I'll tell you what he wanted, because he wanted something. I mean, he didn't, like, ask me for anything. He just threw me the 50, and that was great. Because let me tell you, let me find it. Where is he? Okay. I need to look through all of his pictures. Oh yeah, he's okay. Anyway. So anyway, so yeah. So bunch of money. Also, I'm wearing this vault suit that I can't bend over in. It should be a dragon with a Yowie paddle. Surely there's gotta be. Anyway, it was fucking great. Long story short, it was fucking great. I left $50 richer than I arrived on that stage. And I just felt like the fucking queen of the world. It was amazing. It was just like, like, I was just so happy because y'all know, I love performing. I love karaoke. And, like, I had not had the most successful Fallout journey up until that point. So it just made my entire fucking life. I could have had that one night and it would sustain me until next year. I would go again just for that. It was so good. And so after that, like, I get off the stage and then Hubs is like, did you see the guy who threw you $50? And I was like, yes, I saw that. Thank you. I saw that. I was like, who was it? Did you see who it was? And he was like, yeah, it's that guy. And he's like pointing at that guy. And so we're like sitting there, I'm like making sure I have the right guy. So I grab a thing of Jet, I grab a Jet, and then I grab a Cherry Bomb Loves You button. It was like my last one, maybe my second to last one that I had. Anyway, so I grab a Cherry Bomb Loves You button, and I like go through the crowd up to him, and I'm like, hey, did you throw a 50 at me? And he was like, yeah, I did. And I was like, oh, thank you. I wanted to give you this. So I gave him a Jet and I gave him the Cherry Bomb Loves You button. And he goes, oh my God, you have no idea what this means to me. Every single year at this event, I sing because I got high. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So anyway, I walk back. So I'm like walking back to Husbando. You're born naked and the rest is drag. You're so right. I see the chick who threw me the first $1. I wish if I ever see her again, I will get her a Cherry Bomb Loves You button. But I did just give her a whole ass Jet. And let me tell you, these Jets, if you account for parts and labor, are probably like at least $50. These are worth like 50 bucks. So he did get his money back. These are worth like 50 bucks. I worked so hard on these. You cannot tell this is a 3D print. That's not because it didn't have layer lines. It's because I worked my ass off to get them off. Anyway, let me show you though. Because this doesn't have to be an esoteric thought. He posted a video. This is the gentleman. And in his hand, let me see if I can fast forward it for you. I'm not gonna play the whole song so it doesn't get like, in his hand though. And so Hubs and I were like in the audience, and I had my Yowie paddle up. We both had like a thing of Jet up. We were dancing with him. He's gonna use it every year. I gave him a treasure. I fucking hope so. Then I saw him in line later. The next day I finally decided I'm gonna go visit the celebrities. I'm gonna go visit the people, the actors from mostly Fallout 4 is what I was there to see, and Shea Gorath, who is from Oblivion. It's also a Bethesda property, and his actor was also there, and his Shea Gorath's a really, really popular character. Look at it, it's behind his back. So cute. Anyway, such a cute dude. Anyway, so I saw him in line to meet the people, and he was like, and the best thing is that my gay Fallout wife showed up the next day. And I was like, I wish so much that you had been here, like yesterday or whatever, because like I did this karaoke thing and it was so cool and whatever. Let me find my music. Okay, making sure my music's actually playing. So anyway, and I just felt like such a badass because people kept being like, just like, oh, you did so great, you did so great, you did so great. Just like random people that I saw. Because Cherry Bomb was obviously incredibly recognizable, which is like a great part of the whole thing. Anyway, I saw him in line to go meet. Saw him like across the way, and he was like, this chick, she did so good at karaoke last night. And I turned to like Jackson, I'm like, him, that man, that's the one who gave me the 50, that man. And then I realized, let me pause this. I had a Vault 420 button. I had made Vault 420 buttons. There's not a Vault 420. I don't think that they go that high. But I did make Vault 69 and Vault 420 buttons. And so I was like, wait, I have something for you. And I gave him that. And so he went to go like meet the actors with the Vault 420 button. This guy though, I think is one of the organizers. He ran, I mean, I know he's one of the organizers. He ran some game shows. He's friends with the karaoke DJ. Sorry. Anyway, I'm actually gonna turn my music down a bit because now it's too loud in my ear. Anyway, so I gave him that. So anyway, then, and this is like kind of the final part of my tale, and then I'm just gonna do a basic little Manny. Just a basic little Manny. Anyway, so yeah, so we were in line to go like meet the voice actors. So I only had actually two voice actors I wanted to meet. I wanted to meet Peter Jessup, who plays Paladin Danse, who I had made a little button for, my little button. It said baby. I wanted to see him, and I wanted to see Wes Johnson, who played Shea Gorath. So I made him a little daddy button. And I didn't make them little button packs. I made it like, I gave them a button. I gave them there's a few different things you can make with a button maker. And I made them like a bottle opener magnet. So it was like a bottle opener magnet with a button stuck to the bottom. And then on the back of it was a Cherry Bomb Loves You button. And I had wrapped them all up in a piece of shirt that I had cut off. I had cut this red shirt up just to wear under my vault suit. And so I just used the fabric from that to like make little ribbons, and I thought it looked pretty Fallout-y. So anyway, I get in there. First person I actually see was Courtney Taylor, who played, I didn't even cross my mind. I knew she would be there. She is the voice, well, she's the voice of Jack in frickin' Fallout, in frickin' Mass Effect. She's a character in Mass Effect who's very popular. But she's also the sole survivor, the name of the female protagonist in Fallout 4, the voice of the female protagonist in Fallout 4. So they're called the sole survivor. So I was a sole survivor because I was the character that I played in the game in Fallout 4. So she was me. She was my voice actor. She was the real Cherry Bomb. And I didn't even like realize that until like, I didn't even like comprehend that. Until I was like, literally, she was there literally between the Paladin Danse voice actor and the Shea Gorath voice actor. And I was like walking up, and suddenly I was like, you're me. I'm you. You're the real me. And also she was Jax, because Jax is also wearing her Vault 111 suit. So anyway, I gave her a Cherry Bomb Loves You button to sign. And then I gave her a Cherry Bomb Loves You button, which she put on like immediately. And I got a picture of that. I don't have it on my computer right now, but I have a picture of her wearing my Cherry Bomb Loves You button. And then I found out that she runs this nonprofit called Nerds Vote. So we talked about like activism and shit. And she was like, yeah, message us if you want like some stickers to hand out and stuff. And I was like, absolutely, I'm going to. So yeah, I actually did send them a message today because we have extra tickets to this thing on Friday, and I think they're based out of LA. So I just sent a message like, hey, like, I would like to collaborate with my activism group and your activism group. Yeah, it was so cool. Like, she was so, like, I was not expecting for her to be the highlight or one of the highlights, but she absolutely was. I just didn't even realize till I was like there, face to face. Cause like, I don't really like Jack from Mass Effect. Nothing to do with the performance. What if our activism groups kissed? What if 50-51 OC Indivisible Coalition and Nerds Vote kissed? Like this. Shea Gorath is also in Nerds Vote, which he did not have the sign there, but she did. She did. She was like, have you registered to vote? And I was like, boy, have I. I'm like, I'm surprised I'm not wearing my register to vote button right now. Anyway, so like, I'm hoping that I hear back, and I've invited them to like have a booth and speak at like our next big event, like whenever that's going to be, we don't know yet. So yeah, it was really nice. So then I walk over to Peter Jessup, who played Paladin Danse. By the way, he got the flu. I see why. Can I connect this way? Can't connect to this network. I don't want Wi-Fi. I want internet. Oh, I'm back for you. I'm back. Okay. Everything looks better. Okay. Anyway. All right. So excellent. So anyway, next up is I went to go see I went to go see the guy next door, which is Paladin Dance, who I've written a fanfic about. And it is a yaoi fanfic, although I haven't gotten to any of the juicy details in it yet because I have paused on it and I hope to finish it before I die, but we don't know. We don't know if I'm going to finish it before I die. I need to hide. Recently, I have been so tempted to look at the number of viewers on my restream channels and I hate it. So I'm going to hide that. Anyway, so I go, what's this? All right, I should be back. I should be back. Why is this happening? Hello. Okay, if it happens one more time, I'm going to restart my computer. Let's just hope it doesn't go out. So anyway, I'm trying to tell this fucking story. Peter Jessup is like, don't tell this story. I'm going to, you're also back. He's like, don't tell this story. I will come to your home and I will ruin your Ethernet. Anyway, all right. So anyway, that was pretty much kerfuffle free, except for I did give him a Cherry Bomb Loves You button. He's like, Cherry Bomb, is that you? And he sounded just so much like Paladin Dance, and I was just like, ah! And he also had, his character looks and sounds a lot like Buzz Lightyear. And one of the things that you could buy from him to have him sign was a print of his character with his like power armor respec to look like Buzz Lightyear. Very cool. Very cool. Anyway, so I did that and he accepted my buttons and I was just like, I don't know, it was great. So anyway, then I went over to frickin' Sheogorath, or to Wes Johnson is his name. And first off, he didn't want to charge me for signing the button because it was so small and he couldn't like write anything on it besides like his name. But there was a Sheogorath print, which I will, hold on, I will not share my screen while I look for it. Which I will look for. And this will be a slight spoiler for Oblivion. So for like a 10-year-old game or more. No, like a 15-year-old game. So if that's important to you, don't look. But anyway, I'll just open this in open link. Okay. Anyway, so I gave him the button and I was like, how much for you to sign my button? Whatever. Eyes are shielded. Okay, well, I'm going to be saying something. Anyway, I asked him to sign this and he was going to, and I was like, well, I also want this other print. And I asked him because, okay, so this is, I'll do big waves. This is spoilers for the Shivering Isles DLC of Oblivion. Anyway, your character, if you finish the Shivering Isles DLC, where you go and meet Sheogorath, at the end, he kind of dies, and you become Sheogorath. You take his place. And I love him so very much. He is daddy in more ways than one, because now I have taken over for him. He is kind of like my daddy in that way. Anyway, so I asked him if he would sign this really, really good print of him as Sheogorath to Jenny. Yes, RIP, exactly. Sorry. When you said RIP, I was like, wait, did I come out? Did I like lose the connection again? I asked him if he would sign it to Jenny as his successor. So he did. So he signed it to my character, Jenny. I was all in character. And I like that so much better than it being to me. I would much rather have people write shit to my characters than write shit to me, honestly. And he says, well, if it isn't my successor, I am you and you are me and we are all together. And I was like, wah! So yeah, he signed it with a Beatles quote. And then, so the character has like a Irish accent. As I was walking away, he said, as Sheogorath, thanks for the daddy button. And I was like, ah! Anyway, I'm done spoiling. Oh, actually, I'll close this. But I'm done spoiling the Shivering Isles. So anyway, So that was my very exciting day. Let me really quickly show you the buttons that they signed. I don't know where I posted a picture of them. Did I post it in general? Oh yeah, and I posted a picture of Courtney Taylor in general too. So yeah, Peter Jessup, I gotta say, he had a bunch of different markers, and he chose a marker for specifically signing. I remember him